together, and many of you know I have memory problems, so I had to write it down. Two things that we have tried to teach our kids through example, one of which is that every day express your love in large and small ways. Kiss, say I love you, and more importantly, do things to make life easier for each other. Make an effort to make happy memories together. The second one. And the third one, is actually the next one, is to take many pictures in case you forget those happy memories. I have a famously bad memory, which our family jokingly calls chemomnesia. And today, I want to share briefly with you some of my favorite memories of Ian and Rena that I hope to always remember. First time that Ian brought Rena home. So that first Easter weekend, we knew that she was very special. She was interested in everyone, and she loved Duxbury. When she laughed at everything Ian said, we knew she was a keeper. Three particular memories I never want to forget are those happy days I spent floating at the cottage with getting to know Rena, and watching Ian and Rena and Ollie make a snowman at our Christmas house up in Maine. And I always try to remember Ian and Rena setting off with their big backpacks on their first European adventure. Those were happy times. And thank you, Rena, for sharing your wonderful family with us. I'll never forget the night of Parents' Weekend at Rensselaer Polytech when your parents came up and we were joyously reunited in your hotel room with grandmother and grandfather. This was a family that we knew we wanted to be part of. And finally, I'm remembering the proposal. I was so happy that Ian decided to take Auntie Claire's advice when she advised him to make it memorable. And since I volunteered to drive Ian to Rensselaer, I had a front row seat to this. I watched as he set up clues around Rensselaer Polytech's campus, which led back to Rena's apartment. And I watched the giant plaid hug when she said yes. So in closing, I hope to always remember these things, but if I do forget those special memories, I'm going to continue to watch as they express their love in little and small ways, and I'll be there to take pictures of it.
Remembering speeches too, so. Hi, I'm Risa. I'm Rena's sister. As sisters born only 16 months apart, we spent a lot of time together. We were each other's first friends in this world. And of course, we are the only ones in this world who understand how it was to grow up with the Hoshino family. You know what I mean, Rena. Of course, as small children, we spent too much of our childhood fighting. My childhood was stressful not only because of our incessant bickering, but because I constantly worried about Rena. Would she finish her homework in time? Is she going to be happy? But I needn't worry about Rena. She is one of the most independent and intelligent people I've ever met, and she continues to amaze me every day. One time our parents put Rena and me alone on a plane to Japan when I was in 3rd grade, and Rena was in 1st grade. I was freaking out. I was asking Rena all sorts of questions like, is the plane gonna crash? What if we get kidnapped? Each time Rena would give me a serious face and say, don't worry, that's not going to happen. I was supposed to be the older sister, taking care of my younger sister, and instead she's helping me calm down. But that's Rena for you, so calm, so intelligent, and independent. Today still turn to Rena for comfort and for gentle practicality. When Rena introduced me to Ian, I was instantly relieved that she had found someone who would make her very happy. Ian is thoughtful, affectionate, and dedicated. His smile is contagious, and he's one of the kindest people I've ever met. But the best thing about him is that he loves Rena for who she is and who she wants to become. Rena, you truly are so lucky to find your match. Rena, I'm so proud of you. You have blossomed into such a beautiful, intelligent woman, and I'm so proud to call you my sister. And we will always have each other. And Ian, you have always been part of our family since day one, but I'm so happy to call you my brother today. I'm so happy for you guys, and I love you both so much, and I'd like to raise a toast for a lifetime of happiness for both of you.
Distaste for stallions. Little did I know I'd one day be giving this speech at her wedding. Nonetheless, that's such a beautiful ceremony to another amazing person and now personal friend, Ian. A common misconception is that Asians don't express their feelings explicitly, which, for the most part, is true. However, the secret is food, the medium by which we express our love. Over the course of many meals, Rena and I have refined our palate to welcome the taste of green onions. Similarly, years of life experience have seasoned us to appreciate even the bitter components of life. We ventured through the mysterious teenage wasteland and together crossed the rite of passage into womanhood, a voyage that has led Rena to Ian. Rena and Ian share an unbridled love, one that does not diminish with distance or time spent apart. We should all be so fortunate to find a love like theirs. For Rian, the true journey is just beginning, and I confidently look ahead to the future, knowing I now have two comrades at the dinner table. Thank you, Rena and Ian, for introducing me to a world of novel experiences, and for sharing this special day with me. I'd also like to thank the Hoshino family for their boundless generosity and kindness throughout the years. They've been a secondary family to me. I'd like to wrap this up with a good quote from Edgar Watson Ho. A good wife always forgives her husband when she's wrong. JJ, I love you. To the happy bride and groom, cheers.
That was great, you nailed it, Vian. Wow, this is really wonderful to be here. It's amazing that Ian and Rena have family who came from all over the world, literally the other side of the world, whether it was New Zealand or Japan or Switzerland, or met some of their great friends from California, even a mangly bunch of guys just got off the ferry from Martha's Vineyard. But it's really a testament to how much Ian and Rena mean to all of us here that we could be here, and it's just been an amazing wedding so far, and I'm having a great time. You know, I first met Ian when we were in 9th grade. We were on the swim team together in Duxbury High School. And, that's right. Yeah, there are a lot of former swimmers here tonight. Yeah, that's right. And I vaguely knew a few things about Ian at the time. I knew that he played a lot of video games. He read a lot of science fiction, and among others, he idolized Ronald Reagan. Oh really, you go to his house and above his bed was this gigantic poster of the Gibson. And these are all quirky traits, but I still remember the day when I realized that Ian is truly one of a kind. And I was at Farfar's, which is the ice cream shop in Duxbury. And I ran into Ian, who I think was on his way to watch movies in Mike Nelson's basement. And I asked Ian what he'd been up to. It was the summer after our freshman year, and I hadn't seen him in a little while. And he told me that he was attempting this radical alternative sleep schedule. Where he'd be awake for 2 hours and he'd sleep for half an hour, and he'd be awake for 2 hours and sleep for half an hour. And I was scratching my head and I said, well, why are you doing that? And without missing a beat, Ian said, mostly for science. Now, back in high school, when a guy had a crush on a girl, he would generally tell his friends that he liked that girl. But Ian had a different word for this feeling. He liked to say that he fancied. Now, to fancy someone was apparently a phrase that Ian picked up when he lived in New Zealand as a kid for 4 years. And he continued to use it long after he moved back to the United States. And also, the other word was parting. He liked to say parting rather than excuse me. Now, Ian was always a complete gentleman to the girls that he fancied. He treated them with the utmost respect and deference. He was just perhaps the most polite guy in Duxbury High School. And as such, he did okay with the girls for a little while. But he also kind of had a knack for self-sabotage. And one way or another, inevitably, these fancies would leave poor Ian with his heart broken. But, it was clear that Ian needed a girl who not only appreciated him for being the kind and considerate person that he is, but also could really appreciate him for being the person that he truly is, and not as some desperate, chivalrous Kiwi knight from New Zealand. And I'm thrilled to say that that girl came into his life, and she's sitting right next to him today. Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute, where Rena was a dedicated student studying structural engineering, and Ian attended college. And I'll never forget when Ian called me up, I think it was sometime in our sophomore year, and he told me that he really fancied this girl named Rena, and they had gone on a date together, and he told me how it went. And because this is a wedding, and it is neither the time nor the place for me to go into the circumstances of what exactly happened over the course of that first date. And for the sake of brevity and civility, I will say it sounded like a complete disaster. Just a complete mess. But Rena, bless her heart, stuck with Ian and she gave him another chance. And I wonder if it was maybe because at some point over the course of that fateful fiasco of a first date, she saw Ian for the guy who he really is. Yes, a little bit bizarre at times, but also someone who is genuine and intelligent and kind, funny, and loyal to the end. And I remember the first time I met Rena and I saw these two together, I realized that this wasn't just a mere fancy. But they have this true love, and it's a deep love, and I knew that they would be married someday. Now, I actually recently had the opportunity to visit these two out in California, near San Diego. And I was standing in their kitchen when something caught my eye on the fridge. And it was a chart outlining the steps to a number of classic dance routines, from the Charleston to the tango to salsa to swing. And it turns out that these two had been taking dance lessons. And I know what you're all thinking. No, I asked them. They're not taking dance lessons so that they could prepare a dance for their wedding. So don't ask, because they won't do it. But a little while later, I actually got to see them dance together, and they were really good. They both had these big smiles on their faces, and they were looking into each other's eyes, and they were nailing every step. And what I witnessed then is kind of hard to put into words, but I think it was really the symbiotic companionship that really defines me and Rena's relationship. And also, it was incredibly cute. So, Ian and Rena and Ian, what you two have is true love, and you've had it for a long time. And today you got to solidify that love through marriage. I couldn't be more thrilled for both of you, and I'm just really happy that you invited all of us to the dance.
Among my 3 granddaughters, Rena first cried into this world. And she really cried after that. Very cried. She was quiet, content, and easy to take care of. I have always felt that I have not done enough for Rina, with her living far away since she was a teenager and went to Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute. However, she was extremely independent, and she grew up all by herself to be a self-reliant, confident, and a wonderful woman. Rina, we love you very much. And we want to wish you and Yan happiness by singing a Chinese song on this very special day. And Yan will present the song briefly in English. Thank you, Yan.
Describing the amount of effort it is required to produce a life of happiness. So basically you use the sweat off your brow to create a life for a happy life for you and your loved one. Yeah, that was really nice. Thank you guys. I just want to thank you all for being here. It's a really special day, and I'm very glad I get to share it with all of you amazing people. I'm really blessed to have such close friends and relatives in my life. Not everyone gets that, and I just think it's really, really amazing, really, truly, that you guys can all be here. We have people coming from all over the world to be here for us, and